Okay, up in the clouds in a helicopter. It's not much fun down on the tarmac then. Not unless you're winning the race like Joey is. Joey Dunlop, 46 years old, battered and bruised, a finger missing, his hip hurting, his hand hurting, his shoulder hurting. He's leading this race by something like 39 seconds from McGuinness in second place. Through Kirkmichael, flat out. Well, what a sight that is.
Say it ain't so, Joe, please. Say it ain't so. That's not what I wanna hear, Joe, and I got a right to know. Say it ain't so, Joe, please. Say it ain't so. I'm sure they're telling us lies, Joe, please. Tell us it ain't so.
So the CP Hire Superbike race is absolutely alight, and Joey Dunlop trying to make it an Ulster win. Can he sort out the foreigners? That's the question. Listen to those bikes scream around this track. Still Duffus lead, still Jeffries second, but I wouldn't hold your breath. We're on board with Adrian McFarlane, and that's Gary Dines right in front of him. So Gary Dines and accelerating away as well. Joey split them. Joey's in two, second place. What a ride from Joey Dunlop. Really, this is commitment now. And just look at the crowd. They're committed to supporting Joey Dunlop as well. And Joey Dunlop making that RC45 work very well here at Dundrod. Still under attack, Ian Duffus. This time it's from Joey Dunlop, though, on bike number 3. Superb. Jeffries looking somewhat subdued in third place, and no doubt contemplating having to eat his words. Looking back up the track at Wheelers, it is Joey Dunlop who leads this race. Joey Dunlop leads the CP Hire Superbike race, the biggest race of the day. Can Joey Dunlop make it his 24th Dundrod win? Oh, he was in there a little bit hot. I held my breath for a second there. But if he manages to beat the all-conquering R1 Yamahas on his home circuit, then nothing will go down better in Ulster than that. But it's Joey Dunlop coming into view. You can tell by the crowd on their feet. Yes! Joey Dunlop is easing away. Joey Dunlop is making it look easy. 2 Yamahas flying behind Dunlop. Dunlop onto the flying kilo. Oh, the bike sounds beautiful. Through the left-hander, Joey Dunlop on the RC45 Honda leads the 3 big 1000cc Yamahas. The last of them is Jason Griffiths, the lap record holder for this track. This is Adrian McFarlane showing us what it's like to cross the line and enter into the flying kilo. Oh, and there's Gary Dines showing us how it really ought to be done. Heading out towards Lethamstown, these two now, up to something like 180 miles an hour. Back with the leaders. Oh, and you can tell by the crowd who it is in front. Where's Duffus gone? Duffus has gone third. Joey leads. Jeffries is in pursuit. Then it's Duffus, and then it's Griffiths, the lap record holder for this track. 20 comes out and over the hill. Neil Haslam from Derby. Oh, Joey Dunlop putting the rubber down on the deck and getting the encouragement he deserves. Well, if he pulls this one out the bag, that will be a remarkable situation. Takes a long look over his shoulder at David Jeffries, the man who didn't think that Joey Dunlop would be the main competitor here in the Superbike race. Adrian McFarlane gets the better of the back marker. Out into the countryside on a fly-spattered camera as we try to catch up with Joey Dunlop, as indeed is David Jeffries. Dunlop was in there hot on the brakes, not hot enough to make too much of a mistake though. David Jeffries unable to catch him. Duffus in third place, that's safe for him. And you can tell who's leading this race because the flags are in the air. Joey Dunlop over the line. And David Jeffries has just put that into perspective with a new outright lap record for this circuit over the 7-mile track. David Jeffries is the new lap record holder in his first ever trip to Dundrod, and he is putting Joey Dunlop under the severest of all pressure. Don't expect him to crack David. You're going to have to beat him fair and square. Joey Dunlop then absolutely racing his heart out here. His main competitor is over 20 years younger than him. It is Joey Dunlop versus David Jeffries. Surely, maybe it might be the end of the era as far as Joey's concerned and the beginning of one for David Jeffries, but they are providing us with some superb racing. Last lap time, Ian Duffus is there in third place still. Jason Griffiths, the former lap record holder, can only look on in fourth place. And Paul Coward, the back marker, hand up in submission as he watches this race go on. Still it's Joey, and look at the frantic crowd. They are absolutely giving him everything, as is David Jeffries. Jeffries is not going to let him have that. We're at Cochrane's Town now, and Joey Dunlop is in a real race, and David Jeffries is putting all the pressure on him. Joey Dunlop, what a ride this is from him. Here at Duffus, grandstand view for him. We paid money to have a camera on his bike. Looking back up the track, Dave Willems comes into view. 22 goes through. David Willems from Middlesbrough, but look at Joey Dunlop. Well, the RC45 I'd have said wasn't a match for the R1 Yamaha in a straight line, but Joey has obviously got this track absolutely perfectly worked out. Just one sharp corner left to sort those two out. Can David Jeffries slide up the inside on the brakes? We're coming down to the hairpin now. Joey in hot, Jeffries unable to take advantage. Quarry bends, and then the 24th ever win here for Joey Dunlop at Dundrod, and he's doing it on a superbike, the hardest class of all. And he's got a man who has broken the outright circuit record behind him, and look at the ecstasy from the crowd. Joey Dunlop is coming into view behind Dave Willems. Dunlop wins in the end by a mile.
Oh, not getting any easier.
Image and the emperor may be falling apart. The money has gotten scarce. One man's word held the country together, but the truth is getting fierce. Say it ain't so, Joe, please. Say it ain't so.
Very sad. Ireland's lost their greatest sporting champion.
Say it ain't so, Joe, please. Say it ain't so. That's not what I want up here, Joe, and I got a right to know. Say it ain't so, Joe, please. Say it ain't so. I'm sure they're telling us lies, Joe, please tell us it ain't so. Sure that the leader said it's struck hard. He doesn't know how to go on. You're clinging to his charm and determined smile that the good old days have gone. Say it ain't so, Joe, please say it ain't so. That's not what I wanna hear, Joe, and I got a right to know. Say it ain't so, Joe, please say it ain't so. I'm sure they're telling us lies, Joe, please tell us it ain't so. That's all I wanna hear, Joe, and I got a right to know.
I think some people might have been surprised the fact that tens of thousands turned up. Now, I wasn't surprised by that, and I'm sure you feel the same way.
Not really. I mean, we just expected lots and lots of people to be there, and it was just where that ended, at what figure. And so it wasn't really a surprise to see 50,000 people, because I've travelled the world with him, and I know the following he gets. My first one ever was in 90 or 91. We went to Japan and to Suzuka 8R, and Joey and I were teammates, and I thought this was great, getting to Japan. And we were walking across the paddock, and it's a pretty long walk from the hotel complex across to the track, and all of a sudden, I didn't know why, but there was just, we were black with Japanese people, and I'm sort of, what are these people doing? It was all Joey Dunlop, Joey Dunlop, and all right, and I'm standing back watching. It was just, there was these people in the middle of Japan, just were swarming to Irishmen, but it was really joy.
5 Formula One world titles, which is tremendous, but the lovely thing was, it didn't really change Joey.
Didn't change him at all, and I think that's what bugged so many people, really. I've spoke to Roger Marshall, I've spoke to other old F1 riders now, and they couldn't believe him, and they were peeved off with him, because they'd be out in foreign countries. All these top English and world riders would be into their fitness, into their training. You know, they'd be in bed
Pasta.
at 10 o'clock at night. They'd have all the proper food. They'd be
No drinking, no smoking.
nothing. And Joey would be up. Of course, he'd have a few beers, and I don't know what time we'd ever get to bed at, or he'd be stuck in the garage drinking beer, looking at the bikes to 3 or 4 in the morning. 10 o'clock practice, they would turn up at 9. Joey would turn up at 5 to 10. He would look scruffy. He would, you know, pull the lathers on. He would get on the bike, and they'd be so psyched up, and he would still beat them.
Do the best. Yeah.
And they couldn't believe it. How could this man not sleep, you know, drink, smoke, and still beat us? He was a superb person. He did know what he was doing, and I mean, my respect as a rider to him. Who else could possibly ever go to the TT, win on a 125 machine, jump on a 1000cc machine and win, and do it in style? And I mean, he's been honourable to everyone.